Hey y'all, hey. So a couple of you guys saw on Instagram straight flexing that I had made a teriyaki salmon. So a couple of you was like, oh my god, Trinity, give us that recipe. So here is the recipe. I did pair it with a yam that is just baked and bok choy. So if you would like to keep watching and see how I make it, I suggest you stay tuned. Anyway, that's enough slow motion for now. This is how I make it. Okay, now everyone has their own preferences to seasonings, so if you want to opt out to using something else, that's on you. So the things that I use is basil leaves, Mrs. Dash, paprika, garlic powder, lemon pepper, cayenne pepper, and a dash of Lawry's. And I also use just the store-bought teriyaki sauce. But again, it's your preference. If you want to make your own, that's fine. I'm lazy. I didn't do it. So this is the one that I decided to use. Okay, so I have two salmon steaks ready to go. Yes, honey. Now you can either do this with just your fillets or whatever, but I just prefer the salmon steaks because of the bone. You know, I always feel like stuff with the bone just tastes better. And sometimes I eat the bones. I do. I sometimes. So don't judge me. So all I'm going to do is go through my seasonings and just put everything on it to your liking. If you're one of those people that like more of something, season accordingly. Um, I'm on my lifestyle change. Like, I told you guys before, I am still, actively doing that as of recently. So I'm trying to still cut back, of course, on the salt. So if you see with the Lawry's, I am barely putting that on there because girl, you better show them the little finger so you know it's real. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, I'm not over seasoning my stuff because you got to remember you're adding the marinade that's full of sugar, and seasoning on its own. One of my favorite is the Mrs. Dash. That's the garlic blend. It is so good. I actually like to put it on everything, but you know, that's that. I don't know what else to say. Girl, why am I sprinkling with my pinky up? Like, that's retarded. Now, while you continue to drool like I'm drooling, I'm just adding the rest of my seasonings to my good old salmon, or salmon, like some people call it, just so you know it's real. Alright, so now after I season it, I like to press my seasoning down in my meat just so it's nice and all up in there. Not just sitting on the top, and I'll take it and put it around. And then after I'm done doing that, I will flip my salmon over and don't judge me. Don't judge me. This is what I do. It works for me, so it's okay. But yeah, so then I will wash my hands, of course, because y'all know I'm a germaphobe on the cool. And then I'll come back. I said I'll come back. Oh, girl, where are you? My ADD must have kicked in because I don't know where I went. But anyway, then what I'll do, I'll just flip over the salmon like I told you guys before, and I'll put the same exact seasonings on the other side. Now, if I messed up on one side and I put like a little bit too much, then I'll kind of either omit that seasoning or barely put it on the other side. Now, once I'm feeling good about all the seasonings, I will do the same thing as I did on the other side, and I just pat all my seasoning in, and like, of course, put it in the middle, on the sides, and all that stuff. And just to make sure that it's in there, because I cannot stand when seasoning is just in one spot and just, oh, it just burns my little toes. But now you can see what it's looking like. Oh, that looks so good. Like, I swear I want to make this again because it really did come out so good. Oh, look at that. So beautiful. But yeah, so I'm just showing you guys that. Now we'll show you how I wrap it up and how I apply the teriyaki the teriyaki sauce. Now this is how I do it just to make sure that all the flavor stays in. Some people would prefer to just cover the whole thing, but I individually wrap my salmon just to make sure that they feel like they real special. So I'll take my piece of salmon, place it in the middle of foil, and I'll put, now the teriyaki sauce, when I'm not trying to watch my figure, honey, I am generous with this stuff. But because I am trying to watch my little low figure, I am going to just apply a little bit just so it feels the salmon, but not too much because, oh, y'all, I swear, if girl, honey, sir, I would pour. When I say pour, I would pour. But this is what I'm doing because I'm trying to be nice about life. And I'll make sure to pour it also around it as well so that seasoning can just get all up under the bottom and stuff once it starts to cook and melt. Okay, when wrapping the salmon, I kind of try to make it almost like a little purse. Don't judge me. So I'll take it and flip the sides in first, and just to make sure it's secure so it can try to catch like the sauce when it starts to melt. And then I just kind of make sure the sides are folded in. I didn't do a good job because you'll see once it's baked that it did come out. But I'll just take it like a pouch, a to-go pouch. That's what I want to call it. And then I twist the sides up because I want to make it smiley face. So that's what it looks like. And as you can see on the sides, I try to stuff it so all my heat and all the seasoning stays in and it doesn't get dry while it's cooking because that's very important. You don't want no dry salmon. You just don't. It don't taste good for your life. It don't. So I'll show you guys this one more time, but we're going to go faster. Now, again, if you're not watching your figure, I say go ahead on. The more the merrier with the sauce because it just makes it just taste so yummy with it. But you can still get the effect of it. But I've actually poured kind of a lot on that one. Look like it. It don't matter. Don't judge me. I told y'all about judging me. So now what I do is I just place them side by side. And then I take my little old salmon over to my preheated oven. I did do 355 and the baked potato, the yams are in there already. So this is what they look like after being baked for, I think I baked them for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. Ooh, wee, yes. Look at God. Look at God. So this is what they look like when they're done. And what I'll do is I'm going to get the little dropper thing. I never know what it's called. I just use it, but just sucking the flavor out the side and then just adding it on. But it wasn't much because if you could see on the side of the pot, it did decide to come on out the side. So that's a blooper. It's all right. But what I am going to do while it's still hot is pour a little bit more teriyaki sauce on the top while it's hot so it can just melt on there. But look at how those flavors are locked in. That's important. You don't want dry salmon. It's just not fun. So I hope I showed you guys well enough how I do it, but I did wrap those up right on back, and then I served myself my good old meal. Now the bok choy is garlic based, but it's just put you some spinach and you'll be okay. But that's your teriyaki salmon. I hope you enjoyed it.
Rest in peace, little salmon. You didn't stand a chance in my mouth. Mm, mm, mm.